everybody. Welcome to my live. Happy Monday. I hope you have all had a great weekend. My name is Robin and I'm with Robin's Egg Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Chalk Couture. Tonight we're going to be using some Chalk Couture products, but I'm going to be mixing in some Mylar Stencils. Nothing like experimenting on a live video, so cross your fingers and bear with me, and I hope to make a cute set of gnome door tags. Once you hop on, say hi in the comments. Tell me where you're watching from. I am in Central Kansas, so I hope you enjoy the project tonight. I'm excited to play with some stencils. They're kind of a blast from my past. So, yeah. So we're going to get started soon. But again, say hi in the comments. I also want to tell you that I'm live in 3 locations this evening. I'm live on my Facebook business page. I am live on my YouTube channel, and I'm also live in my private crafty group on Facebook. If you happen to be listening and you hear me refer to a comment that you don't see in your comment feed, that person may be watching from a different platform, and that's why you don't see their comments. Also, if you're watching from my private Facebook group, if you wouldn't mind giving StreamYard access to your profile name and profile pic by clicking the link that's in the video description that allows StreamYard to access that. If you don't click on that link, then you show up as Facebook user in my comments, and I don't know who to say hi to. So go ahead and give that link a click, and then I will know who I'm talking to. So let's see who is here. I see that Chris is here. And Jason is watching from upstairs, and Ashley is on, and Bonita is on. Welcome, everybody. So I have a set of these 18-inch door tags. I have a couple of Chalk Couture cut up mini buffalo plaid transfers, and my apologies. This is sold out right now, but I'm going to use it anyway. I have from Stencil Chimp on Etsy. I have this cute little plastic Mylar stencil. These are reusable. They work a little bit differently than the silkscreen transfers. As you can see, it is completely see-through, but we're going to use this. And then I have also from Stencil Chimp on Etsy. Say that 10 times really fast. I have this Gnome Sweet Gnome transfer or stencil. I'm going to have a hard time between stencils and transfers. This is a stencil. This is a transfer. So with that, I'm going to flip you all around, and we're going to put this layout up. So I have my door tag here, and actually I have 2 door tags. So my thought is, if I have them, we'll eventually connect them like this. So I think I'm going to leave the paper so you guys can see it. I'm going to put Gnome Sweet Gnome down here, and part of it may be, let's see if I can get it. Oh, maybe, yeah, you can kind of see it this way. So if we bring it down as far as we can, so we'll put that one there, and then I'm going to put the gnome on this one, and then I think we'll do buffalo plaid on the tops. So I'm going to I've got some scrap washi tape here. I'm just going to put a piece of tape there so I know that's where I can start my buffalo plaid. And I'm going to do the same here. So I'm just going to stick it underneath and pop it down. Okay. So I think I'm going to play with the stencils first because I'm truly excited to use these. So let's dig out. We'll do the gnome first. And I have a piece of cardboard over here. Ashley says she's loving gnomes. I am addicted to gnomes. I love them, I love them, I love them. So I just have some washi tape here. You can also use the Chalk Couture placement tape if you have those. I'm just going to tape him in place. I love Gnome so much that I bought this same stencil, and he's like 12 by 18. He's really big. And I think I'm going to fold that over. That'll just kind of keep him in place a little bit. I think I'm going to be brave, and I'm going to use this Viridian for his hat. I'm going to use Territorial Beige for his boots. I'm going to use this Payne's Gray for his pants. Oh, I forgot. I'll lighten this color up for maybe his nose. I forgot to get a flesh tone color. Or I actually have another idea for that. And then I think I'm going to use like a light gray for his beard. Because it's white, I can't use white. Let's actually, I've got a ton of paint. Like, this is artist quality acrylic paint, so it's thicker than your crafter's acrylic. I have some crafter's acrylic here, this apple barrel. I have some outdoor patio paint. I think I have almost every brand. Here's some Anita's. Here's some Folk Art. And then I'm actually coming over here to my chalk paste. To see if by chance I might use iced coffee, which is a retired color for his nose. And we'll just kind of see how all of this works with these Mylar stencils. So let's get our Viridian green out. And I'm just going to put a little bit on this cardboard. Hopefully you can all see that. And I have these stencil brushes. And these are from Essential Stencil, which I've got a few of those in my stash as well. I think we'll use this size. So what you want to do for Mylar stencils is you just want to dip your brush, and you want to use a thicker, compact, stiffer bristle. And so you're just going to offload as much of that color off as you can. I'm going to put my hand here so I don't, and then you're just going to kind of swirl it. And your color intensity is going to be determined by how much paint is on your brush. And before I get too carried away, I'm just going to mask this off down here, because if I stencil anywhere like I chalk, then I'm going to get wild. Okay, so then we're just going to get a little bit more paint, and we're going to offload that. I'm kind of holding it down with the other hand. If you want the color darker, you can just go back over it. You can also get more paint on your stencil brush. Okay, get a little bit more color. Get down into those edges a little bit. Okay. Okie doke. I'm going to wash this brush off a little bit in my water. And the other difference with Mylar stencils is I can leave that there, let it dry. It'll be good to go. Now I'm going to come down here to the bottom because I want to let that dry up there. And we're going to do his boots. And I have this territorial beige. I'm just going to get a little bit onto my cardboard. And it doesn't take a lot of paint at all. Jason says he loves that color. I do too. It's my favorite color. It's in my favorite color family, I guess I should say. So I'm going to mask off where his boots are so I don't go over into his pants. And then I'm going to get my smallest brush and I'm just going to dip it into the territorial beige and we'll see how this Crafter's acrylic paint works. And some people that use stencils, they prefer to, and I've done it both ways. You can stipple your brush up, pounce your brush up and down, which I do that sometimes. It just kind of depends. Or you can swirl it around and around. I would say if your stencil has thinner bridges, like the pieces between your stencils, sometimes people call those bridges. If they're small and dainty, I would probably use the up and down, because if you rub like this, you have that tendency to move those bridge pieces around. And I think while I have this brush kind of dirty, I'm going to mix just kind of lay that gently right there. We'll mix this beige. Actually, no, we were going to use chalk paste. I forgot. But let's move this tape. We'll put it up here. Let's just clean that brush off a little bit. So we'll let's try some of this iced coffee for fun. I think that'll make a good nose. Let's get a stir stick. I'm not going to need much. My brush may be a bit too wet. I know I'm probably a little over obsessive with the tape, but I also know my tendencies. I think that worked perfect. Let's put that lid on. Wash out my brush. And then let's do his pants next. And so I'm just going to move this down here, kind of cover up his feet. And with this paint being so thin, you know, the coats are really thin, so it's going to dry quick. So let's use this next size brush and we'll do his pants. I'm try to be really careful, but I may regret that. Let's see if I have to tape that off. I probably do. Nope. That didn't last long. Just tape right there. Just try to get these edges a bit. I'm probably over obsessive, but better to be safe than sorry. Okay, so let's try that again. Jason asked, what do you call an, this is our joke of the day, what do you call a gnome? What do you call the gnome that helps you play the piano? A metronome. That's, but, oh, too much paint. As a piano player and a gnome lover, I find that one pretty funny. Metronome. Okay. The nice thing about these little projects is they don't take a lot of paint. Like, hardly any paint at all. My paintbrush is losing bristles. Okay, so his pants are done. This gray color is kind of a, it says Payne's gray, and I forget that about artist acrylics. It may say gray, but it's got some purples and blues, and when artists paints say one color, they don't always. It's still a pretty color. Okay, so we'll do his beard last. Almost done with this little guy. So, how did everyone have a good weekend? Tell me what you did. Okay, so then we're going to move all of this. I probably should have saved it. I'm going to have to practice staying in the line so I don't have to use all this tape. Okay, so I'm just going to tape off his nose up here. Again, probably going a bit overboard, but see, that's pretty dry already. Put that way. So everyone, if you're in my neck of the woods, is everyone gearing up for the snow that we're supposed to get Wednesday and Thursday? We got spoiled this weekend with beautiful spring weather, and then we're going to be back in the teens again. Okay, so let's get, I don't want it gray, and I'd like to be able to add white back in. I just don't know what color to use. We may just have to go gray. Trying to decide what color to use. I think let's use this patio paint. We'll see what it does. Ooh. It may do nothing because it needs shaken up. That'll work. Okie doke, let's use this big one. No, let's use this one. So I'm offloading as much paint as I can. So you're pretty much just dry brushing. And I'm kind of pouncing or stippling around the edges so that my paintbrush will get into all the nooks and crannies. See, and that's a good and that's why I tape off, is because I'm willy-nilly with my paintbrush. Everyone still hanging with me? Get more paint. There. This weekend is, hopefully, weather permitting, is vendor bingo. We haven't had vendor bingo since early December, but we'll have it on, it'll be on Saturday at, the doors open at 6 and games start at 7. So if you're in the Salina area, we'd love to have you. And actually, one of these days, I'll get you there as a vendor. Benita says she's still here. His beard's not perfect, but I kind of want to see what he looks like. Get a little bit more paint. Okay, I'm anxious to see what he looks like. Let's clean my brush while I'm thinking about it. Okay, let's see. So hopefully he won't look scary. Guess I probably should have checked on him while I was working on him. Guess I probably should have taken all that tape off too before I... So I don't rip my stencil. Don't do what I just did. Take all your tape off before you take off your stencil. I'm gonna look at him. He's super cute. Cute little. My stenciling wasn't perfect, but I actually really like it. Okay, so let's move on to this other one. This one should go pretty quick. He's just going to be one. Oops, I want him right there. But I think I'm going to put it more towards that side. Thanks, Jason. I think he's cute. Okay, so this one I'm just going to use this darker gray color. This one should go pretty quick. Trying to get some of that water out of my stencil brush. Okay, so I'm just going to offload this gray color. Ew. Without splattering it all over myself. Ooh, too much. I think my paintbrush is too wet. I can see that this is an issue. I do not stay in the lines very well. I think that's probably pretty good. I'm just kind of swirling my brush around. I think my paintbrush is too wet, but hopefully that won't be an issue. Benita says he's adorable. Thank you. So as long as these turn out, because I have another set that I'm going to make too, then I'll have at least one of these. Ooh, that was close. Good thing I taped it down. I'll have one of these available at Vendor Bingo. Just kind of going to go over. My paint was a little lighter down here. Okay, cross your fingers. Let me clean this out. Give that a chance to dry a little tiny bit. Okay. Let's pull. Okay, there's that. Let's give him a little dry. there's that one. I've got a little bit of feathering. You can see a little bit right there in my M. Couple of things going on. My paintbrush was too wet. I had too much paint on my stencil brush, and I can see brush marks on this surface. So not a completely smooth surface. I should have sanded these and I didn't. But you live and learn, and then you get loves. But he's still cute. It's still really super cute. It's not very noticeable. I'm just rather picky. So now we're going to bring in, kind of afraid of that. I have to. Okay, let's stick these together because I don't think I want to bring my, do I want to bring my buffalo plaid all the way down? I'm wondering if I should match, instead of, should I bring the buffalo plaid clear down, or should I kind of match, or maybe I just bring it down a little bit farther. What do y'all think? This buffalo plaid will probably come to here, but I'm wondering if maybe this buffalo plaid should come to like right there. What do y'all think? I'm just thinking. Let me get all these bristles out of the paint. You would bring it down all the way here? Yes, I can. So let me give this one a chance to dry. I have so much stuff on my desk, it's not even funny. Okay, so I'm going to flip this guy upside down. Can I get away with using the... Let's get this wet paint out of the way. That's just a disaster waiting to happen. You don't think matchy-matchy would be good, Benita? Okay. I know I can definitely do this one. And I know that this buffalo plaid hardly has any stick to it. I'm gonna leave a little bit of space just in case I want to add like a border line. So maybe we'll just come to here with that, except for I'm going to move this down. Let's move my tape. I don't know, Benita, you're talking to the matchy-matchy girl. Okay, I think I'm going to use Storm. I couldn't decide between black. Well, I can let you guys, do you think I should use Storm for the buffalo plaid or black for the buffalo plaid? I haven't opened that one yet. Let's get a different one. What do y'all think? Find one that's super thick. I only have like 4 opened. Benita says Storm. You think Storm or black? It doesn't matter either way. Gray is, I love gray. Storm or black? We know which either color we choose. This one is going to need some water. Jason says Storm. Oh, that's pretty good consistency already. It just looked really dry, but it wasn't. So we have 2 Storms, so we'll go with that one. It's probably the color I would have picked. Okay, so let's get my angled squeegee out. I want to push a lot of paste around in a quick amount of time. So I'm going to use this angled squeegee. I prefer the old style, which is this one, but they've redesigned it and it's this one. So we'll go with that one. Okay, so I'm just going to take my squeegee and I'm going to hold this buffalo, buffalo plaid down because this particular one is not very sticky at all. And this angled squeegee, it pushes a lot of paste around in a short amount of time. And I'll remind you with this buffalo plaid, don't expect a perfect design because you might not always get it. So if you expect rustic and vintage and you get a clean image, then that's even better. So I'm just trying to take off some of that excess, putting it back in the jar. Let's see what we have. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. So let's dry that one. Good choice on the gray. I do have a little blob right there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it. So this is what we have. Looks pretty good. Few little minor imperfections, but I will take it because you don't always get that on the buffalo plaid. Okay, so let's pull that up. Flip this around. And I may have to Dane's home. Okay, I know what I'll do. This one is a little more sticky, so I'm going to fuzz it once or twice. So let me get my fuzz towel out. Only because I have not waxed, I have not sanded. It is straight paint. Oops. So I'm going to fuzz it a few times. Okay. Go with that and see what happens. Okay. I think I'm going to pull this over as far as I can. I'm just going to use one side of this and hopefully I can use this side to finish the top. We'll see. I don't know how easy this is to match it up, but I'm just trying to get it as even as I can. And then just to kind of help it hold down a little bit. And to give it a little bit of an edge. Okay. Let's just stick with that for right now. Okay, so I'm going to get my angled squeegee back out. I may not have put enough on. See how quick this one moves a good amount. So if you're doing larger areas, the angled squeegee is the way to go. Paste all gets stuck. I just have like a little bit more to go. I'm not even going to worry about there's not a whole lot of excess. I just don't want my paste to start drying. I forgot to move that piece of tape. Don't worry about it now. Okay, so I'm going to dry that before I put this back down. I pasted over that little piece of tape, but I think I'm going to go back on both of them and I'll find a border piece, another, like a border accent on another transfer, and I'll use that to kind of end the buffalo plaid at the bottom, just to give it a definite ending. Okay, so that's dry. So let's put this piece down. Try to see if it, okay, which way are the lines going? Okay, I gotta think. Okay, so that's where the white is. Okay, I think that's where it has to go. We'll move it over this way. And it doesn't have to be completely, well, it does kind of have to be exact. Okay, just need a little bit. Okay, pull it up and see what it, hopefully it doesn't pull the rest of that up. There we go. Put that in the water over there. Get it dry. Okay. So see, I have a weird, where I forgot to pull that piece of tape up. It's a little weird, but I'll come back in with a border to make that a little more delineated at the bottom. There's that side. So if we put these two together, that's what we have. Let's see. I think we'll put it together that way. So they're cute. Now my only issue is I pulled out, and maybe I'll do a ribbon off air, but I pulled out black ribbon, and I don't know how well, and I definitely think I need to tie in this color somehow. But I think we'll stop there. I don't have to figure out my ribbon situation later. I'm just trying to get the lid onto this so it doesn't dry out. Thanks, Jason. So let's, I've got tape everywhere. So let's pull up. Go back to this, and we'll do them this way. So there is the first door tag with Mr. Gnome. And then here is the companion tag. So it'll end up kind of like that. Gnome Sweet Gnome. Benita says, "Oh, goodness, love that." So I got these. These are Stencil Chimp stencils from Etsy. You can get them in different sizes. Like I said, I have this one also in a 12 by 18. So big gnome project. But yeah, I think it turned out super cute. I love stenciling. It's a lot of fun. It's fairly easy. The biggest thing is just to remember to, let me move that banner off. Boy, I can't. Has my name on it. Is just to offload your brush as much as you can, so you don't have a whole lot of paint. So there's that. Just a few things. Remember, tonight is the last night to get this Chalk Couture transfer. The Love Each Other. There is a new transfer of the month starting tomorrow, and I can actually give you a sneak peek here in a little bit if I remember where I put it. It's also the last day to get the Creative Kickstart transfers. After today, these go away, so you can't get the transfers or the wood cutouts anymore. Also, this promotion ends tonight, getting them for free. Also, I believe the re-released Kickstart designs go away after this evening. So yeah, I think that's it. And I did put up, let's get this off. I did put up a banner earlier, and I just wanted to talk about it. So if you want to get notifications outside of Facebook or YouTube, I have a new group chat on Telegram. So you can join. There's the link in the description of the video where you can join that messaging group. I'll only use it for live notifications, for restocks, and things like that. I promise I won't get spammy, but it's also a way for you to message me back if you have any questions, or I think you can message back pictures. So if you have pictures you want to share, you can use that same messaging app as well. So go ahead and join that, and you can get notifications of when I'm going live. Let me see if I may not. Now, I'm not really for sure where I put it. Maybe over here. My craft room is a disaster. I should be more organized with more space, but I'm not. I think it's in an envelope in here, but maybe not. Now, oh, I found it. It's more organized than I thought. So are you ready? You want a sneak peek? Let me flip. Well, I think I can do it this way. So here is a sneak peek of next month's transfer. Yeah, let's do overhead. Let's do it this way. I think you can see it better. So it says, take the long way home and find joy in the journey. I'm not for sure what colors come with this yet. They won't release that till tomorrow. But that is what this transfer looks like. We'll see. I hope to get some inspiration from other designers because it doesn't really tickle my fancy, but maybe I'll get inspired. I did have one idea about it though, so we'll see if I can pull that one off. So that is the transfer that I will be using. Hopefully I'll be using it on Wednesday. If I don't use it Wednesday, I will definitely use it on Saturday. Here's our little gnome guy. Let's turn that banner off. So I will be live again on Wednesday at 7:45 p.m. Central Time. I hope you can join me then, and I hope you have a great evening and a great week. Thanks for joining.